Welcome to the Business Awareness Hour with Norman, the Awareness Guy. Now, let's start the show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Awareness Hour. My name is Norman Wasserman, also known as the Awareness Guy, and sometimes they even call the Music Guy, and once in a while they call me an SOB. So, yes, so all of you that are laughing, I appreciate the laughter. Welcome this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and also my co-host for tonight, the lovely Holly Holiday. Yes, that is her real name. It's not a stage name. She's just a lovely young lady from down south who has a business that I love. And why don't you tell everybody, Holly Holiday, what it is that you do?
Yes, thanks, Norman. Holly Holiday owns Holiday Creative Marketing, and we develop websites and branding and love to help our clients build their business.
Do you have any examples of I know your history, but I know you got some examples. Anything that you're currently working on, or you've done? You did something for a major networking.
I'm literally there's a magazine called the Wellbeing Journal. This is last month's that I did. And there's one that we're doing the third one. So I'm working hard on that and have some websites going on. And if anyone wants to go to holidaycreate.com with 2 L's, you can see the rest of my work.
Great. Good. You know who else's work I want to see? Billy Salmons. Billy,
come my favorite yourself. Billy Salmons.
Sometime tonight, Billy. Oh, there you go.
There it is. All right. It's a good transition. I like that. That was good.
It's tough getting out of those seats, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. The audience, we're applauding to you. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You live in Maryland, don't you?
Maryland. You can see that it's still pretty sunny. I'm facing my office window. So for now, I get a nice bright room.
I heard it was raining and nasty today in Maryland. Is that not true?
Not today. Yesterday and then tomorrow, but today it's been sunshine and it's been pretty nice day. I did some of my work out in the backyard. I got a little screened-in porch, so I hang out back there and I get some of my work done when I can. It's nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You said work. Okay, that's the topic of what this show is all about.
Yeah.
And awareness. So now you stuck your foot in it. So. Now, when you graduated high school or college, whichever you want to start with first, what did you do? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, what did I want to be? That part I don't know, but I can tell you what I used to do. So,
so let's do that.
Let's do that. In college, when I was still full-time teaching or full-time at school, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club for a little while in the summers and in the afternoons, and then at the same time, I worked at a movie theater. I worked in the arcade room, because that was a pretty fun gig and I got free movies, and I also waited tables. So I was doing 3 jobs at one time and doing college at the same time. So I was just hustling around trying to do as much as I could. And I figured I was young and I had the energy to do it. So I was always just doing something. As I got a little older, before college ended, I did some teaching, my internship. So I was still doing those 3 jobs plus interning, which, as you know, in education, that's an unpaid gig. So that was a lot of fun too. You got to do all the work, but none of the pay. That was a lot of fun. Yep. And then after that, I moved down to Maryland and got a job teaching and a basketball coach.
And the basketball coach.
Yeah, you can't tell now, but I'm pretty short. So usually there's a running joke that I used to be quicker. Yeah.
By the way, are you a New York Knicks fan?
I don't really watch the NBA as much. I know your St. John's. They made a nice little run for it.
They did great. Yeah, they did well.
I watch a lot of college ball, but I don't watch too much NBA.
St. John's I follow a lot.
They had a good season.
I'm a huge Knicks fan.
Oh yeah. They have most of Villanova's squad playing for them.
Yeah,
I was a big Villanova fan because I liked the way they played and I liked their style, but most of them went to the Knicks, so I was kind of a Knicks fan in a way. So
it's very exciting and interesting now, especially the playoffs. But anyway, that's for another day. Not another segment. You can come back and we'll discuss the Celtics and the Knicks.
Yeah, that's right. At the NBA version of this.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you've been a teacher.
Yeah.
How long did you teach for?
It was about 15 years. I taught at the high school. Yeah, it was a while. Yeah, so I did that. Plus basketball coach, and I taught at the local college. So the course that I was teaching at the high school they also offered it to college. So I was doing both of those at the same time and coaching.
So what did you teach? Was it English?
English. It was a writing course. So it was intro to writing. So I was teaching kids how to, write their essays and get their ideas together and all that, formulating sentences and not do text message
Oh,
talk.
so that's why you were criticizing me before we went on air. My language.
It's all this is before the AI stuff. So I can only imagine what it's like now for English teachers with the AI and all that stuff. I'm sure
I'm from New York. I speak a certain kind of way.
Oh yeah, that's right. A nice little accent. You get right to it. There's no pull punches.
All right. So you were a teacher for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then you just, if I read right correctly, you wanted your own business.
Oh yeah. So from there we started. I can't. Obviously, it's pretty clear I can't sit still very well. So we started doing in the summertime. We started flipping houses because I had summers off, and I got to do something. So we started flipping houses, and after a while, I'm like, why am I hiring people to do this? I might as well, get the license and do it myself. So I started doing real estate, and I was only going to do it just to do.
You were doing real estate or construction, or both?
We did both. Yeah, we did the work and we did the real estate both. So we were doing the manual labor, and if it was something that was a little bigger than us, we would hire out if it was something that was a septic or something we weren't really supposed to be bigger than us. But we were doing all the work ourselves, and then after a while, the real estate started picking up. Because people were like, oh, my neighbor's house is for sale, or can you look up this, or my friend's looking for something. It wasn't intentional. It just kind of grew from, just being out there and knowing a few people here and there. And so I decided at some point there was too many things going on at one time. And I just started focusing on the real estate instead. And I left teaching. So that's been 10 years since I've been in the classroom teaching officially.
No, it's interesting. You said you started doing the construction and the real estate, and like you get that first person, and then the first person tells the second person who tells the third person. And that's just making awareness.
Yep.
People were made aware of who you are and what you are and the work that you did. So
that can go both ways too. That can make you aware if you're not doing the right job too. Right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you still have to be able to do the right things, and you have to make positive choices, and you have to do everything ethically, because it can spread just as quick.
All you need is one screw up like that, and you're done.
So
what was your next morph?
So all right. So from there, stage. So really what I wanted to do the real estate, but I didn't want to do it in the traditional real estate way. I came from like very educational background where there was a lot of sharing and there's a lot of like instructional giving, and real estate's not that way. It was more, everybody kept their secrets to themselves and everybody kind of kept things. And it really was a weird environment for me. I had a tough time making that adjustment because the mentality was just much different. And so what I started doing is like, if I'm going to do this real estate thing, I have to also be able to give to somebody. Like I need to be able to provide, like do something with a positive impact. I see too many of these realtors just driving around in nice cars and jewelry and all that crap. And I did not want that to be me at all. I wanted to be somebody who was out in the community doing something for others. And so what I started doing was I started helping our local business owners with their promoting and their commercials, and started collaborating and doing things with them. And I was just doing that as a kind of an outlet of doing good deeds. But it actually started inadvertently like growing my business. And I'm like, holy cow, this actually works. I'm out there doing all these good things and I see my business growing along with it. I'm like, there's something to this. Like, this started by accident, but after a while stopped and I thought, I should start doing this with more intentionality. I should start doing this with more purpose, because I really can do a lot of good things if I just, focus. So we started doing the videos and helping make commercials for local businesses, because where we are, there's no radio channels. We're kind of like in a southern-ish area where there's no local channels or local things. So
you lived in a rural community.
It's a suburban. Yeah, we're about a half an hour south of DC. We're pretty close down that way. So we didn't have a local stuff. And so when we started making these commercials for the businesses, it started spreading and other people started asking for it too. And I just met a lot of amazing business owners, because local business owners are some of the most passionate people you'll ever see. They love what they do and they put themselves in it fully. And a lot of times they don't get a chance to market.
Were these videos, these were social media videos, right?
Yeah, it was at least 13 years ago, 14 years ago. So
you were like on the forefront.
Yeah, it was really bad. The quality was not that great. When my son was like a toddler, I would go around and I would do like location videos. I'd go to the local park and play with them. But as I was doing it, I was snagging a couple of pictures here and there. And kind of doing it at the same time. So that way I can hang out with him, and I can also do like a location video, like come check out the park or check out this nature hike or check out whatever. So I was kind of doing it at the same time when he was little. But it was a lot of fun. It was on social media. We put in our emails. I started doing it with like very intentional activities to go with it. And it started really expanding the business out. And before you knew it, you knew a lot of people, because you were out giving. So,
Well, I love that. I didn't know that you were a teacher, and I know you from a different group, like Norman does, and you and I have collaborated. And
yes,
now I see you did we did a podcast video or
Yep.
webinar together, and now I can see why you're so good at teaching people. And when I see your videos online, it's that your teacher comes forefront, and now that makes a lot of sense.
It's better. Like, I'm not more of there's different ways that, this, you're in social media, like there's to entertain and there's all these different strategies. And I usually just take the teaching, the education. I just want to show people like easier ways to grow their business. I just think it's very fun to do that and to collaborate with people that are also growing their business. It's great collaborating with people like you and Norm, who've got great ideas. Norm, the amount of experience he has, when we sit down and chat about stuff, he's always got good ideas about things as well, because he's been there and he's done it.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you taught, I'm sorry, let's go, not teach, you teach people now.
Yeah.
Now, I would
Mhm.
think from the when I first met you, which was about 2.5 or so years ago,
Yeah.
you were doing something similar, but it wasn't with real estate. You were teaching non-real estate people, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
kind of like put the real estate on the back burner, and you were helping those merchants and those small business people with your marketing skills.
Yep. Yeah. I found that I'm going to piss off your audience. Sorry, Norm, but most realtors don't want to listen. They know everything. They have all the answers. So I don't do a whole lot of reach out to them because they know everything. So it's not a whole lot of help to them, but the things I was doing helped my business grow. And so I want whoever is going to need more leads or meet more people, I want to be able to teach anybody these strategies. Like, it's great for your community. It's good for you. It's good to be able to give back. Like, it's just a great strategy, and it's not very difficult. Like, the way I teach it, it's simple. Like, because you own a business, you run a business, your marketing shouldn't be your business. It should complement the business you're already trying to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be strategic with it. But yeah, you're right, Norm. So I've created all these different courses and different things to try to get it out there.
Give us a sample of some of the courses that people could. Can they still enroll?
Oh, yeah. So we do the 3 classes. I'll do one on video making commercials, and I'll do one on podcasting.
Okay, let me slow down a little bit because
I get excited, man. I get excited, and I have to get out there.
Go off the cliff. All right, go ahead.
Come on, Norman, keep up.
No, I get excited by these things. So slow me down. I get excited.
I'm the same way. It's the passion. You're passionate about it. I get it.
That's it. So, all right. So the video courses. So I do the video one, and I show people like what equipment you're going to need and how to make the contacts with people. And once you make the videos, how to edit them and how to do that. And then where to put them out in the world and how to use it to grow more leads and stay in touch with your own audience. Because it's a great way to not just help that business, but also to inform your own audience of what's out there. I get a lot of people. I get a really high open email rate because I'm sharing that local food truck, or I'm sharing. We just had a big a tiki boat opened up down in the way here, and we did a video of them. And so people are opening the emails because they want to see who's new and what are they doing, what are they up to, and where will they be? Are they running specials? Like, all those things keep those open rates really high for my email. So it's not just helping the business, but it's helping you and your audience introduce those people. And then from there, once you have it in your email, we've done it that way. We put it on social media. We do it that way. It's a great way of also staying in touch with your people. Let's say you wanted to follow up. I usually try to follow up with 3 to 5 people every day just to keep in touch, to see how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to tag them in the video you put on social media, that's as good as a follow-up. Like, if I needed to talk to Bob today and I just did my video on the tiki boat, and I'm like, hey, Bob, I think you'd love this, and you tag him in that on social media, that's as good as a follow-up, because you're not calling him and bugging him. Maybe Bob's busy, but he really wanted to see that video, and it's really cool. He's like, man, that is awesome. The response rate I get when I do things like that is extremely high, because they see it, they make comments. That helps the local business because it's getting more promotions and gets more, traction. And then I did my follow up without bugging them or making another phone call about like, how's the family, which is important. But if you do that every time, it gets old fast.
Yeah, it does. Right.
It does. So if you do little things like this, where you got all this different content to share with them and give to them.
It's like
help
when you're
you-
writing an email
Yep.
and you don't know how to say, "Oh, hi Bob, how's you and how's the family?" Well,
Yeah, that's it. I'm tired of those. I'm
right,
so
but-
sick of those.
exactly.
Yeah. So these are a great way to like mix it up a little bit and actually give them something they're going to use, right? So
Listen, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
No, go. You're the guest.
I lost me, man. I lost it.
I'm right here. All right, so here we go. What did you do during COVID to help yourself, help the community? COVID would be a great time to really get recognized, right? When you participate in certain things and fundraising chores and helping people out. Tell us about that.
We did a lot of different stuff. So one of the things, I'm going to stay on the same path as videos. So I started doing them like this, where we were Zoom style. And I would just get in. I got 16, 20 of the videos where I start talking to business like, all right, everybody needs to know, are you open? What hours? Are you doing pickup? Are you doing delivery? And I would just go through the same 6 to 10 questions. And I would do like little shorts like this. And then I'd put it on social media, put it in my email. So that way everybody knew what businesses were doing and how to support them. If they were doing gift cards, if all the stuff that was very important. So I was doing that, and it helped spread the word much, much faster. And then we did collaborate with a few local businesses, mostly restaurants that were like, some of them were behind on food. Like they had to get rid of stuff.
Right.
And so we were doing like giveaways, or we were doing some charity work. We had a couple of pickups that we set up where people could come grab the food and go if they were. Because one of the weird things we ran into is that there's a lot of children that relied on being in school to eat the food. Like a lot of them don't have.
Yep.
It's like that all over.
Set up little places. We had like a couple of drop-offs, and we had a couple of different pickups where we were delivering food to different parts of the neighborhood when we knew those children may need it. So we were doing a little bit of that as well. So we were mixing in our spreading the word with drop-offs and charity events like that.
Did you put any of these merchants and small business owners on like a community show? Did you create a community show down there?
And that wasn't like, it was just what I was already doing. And I just made it, instead of in person, I just did like this style where we were doing it Zoom. So it was kind of like it's sort of not really a community social like you're talking about, but I still got it out and got the word out.
Well, it's pretty social to me.
Yeah.
People were suffering. They were not just dying medically and whatever, they were dying at home.
Yeah.
With that lack of food, without a lack of a job when the next dollar was going to get there. It's scary. It's absolutely scary.
Let's not do that one again. Let's all stay healthy.
Well, hopefully the measles aren't going to be the next one.
The measles. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh.
I remember when I had a measles shot. I mean, I'm an old guy, and I remember like it was yesterday.
I'm sure I did too. It's been a minute though. It's like we take it for granted. We take all that stuff for granted. Like, yeah, I got a measles shot. Hey, did anybody have chickenpox? No, we had a shot for that. We had shots for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and we did.
Yeah,
we had. And me, I'm old enough to get the polio shot, not a shot, in a sugar cube.
A sugar cube.
Oh, that's right. I've heard about that.
That's what.
Which was the one that marked? Which is the one that marked our shoulders?
I don't know. I don't know which one that was, but I remember going to the nurse's office and getting a little sugar cube. I don't even know if they make them anymore. And it wasn't made for the injection. People actually use them as a spoonful of sugar for your coffee, whatever. But
just a way to get a child to eat it.
It would be nice and sweet, and you didn't taste the penicillin or whatever they were giving us.
I think it's a Mary Poppins song, isn't it? A spoonful of sugar. Isn't that the idea? Isn't that what you got? Mary Poppins.
Boy, you're really on it tonight.
You know what's funny? I was up your way. I actually saw Mary Poppins on Broadway.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, forever ago. It was really impressive because the whole house was being moved around on set. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm thinking of like the architecture, the construction that was required to do something like that. It's impressive.
Back in the day, if you're talking about that, and I guess Broadway or wherever you saw the show, I used to be, for those who don't know, and none of you really do know, I was in the headhunting business for over 30 years.
Wow.
One of my clients, invited me to go see The Lion King.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
that was
So
incredible.
I took
That'd
my
be
family. We packed up and we took a trip into the city. And it wasn't just the show that we saw. We went backstage
Ooh,
that'd be
nice.
at the end of the show. And when you talk about everything put in its place, you weren't off a quarter of an inch of where things are supposed to go. How and you're putting down the scenery and whatever, and there's a I can't tell you how many people working back there. And when you're in the audience, you couldn't hear a thing, just the people on stage. It was
Yeah.
really that was more interesting than that fabulous
Oh, yeah.
show that
The
was on.
logistics behind the scene is fascinating. It's
I
crazy.
don't do things like that in my concerts. I just play music. People are happy and they go home.
You don't have like strings like you have people going over the crowds and any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
The
I can do that now with AI.
guideline.
Do with AI.
That's where all this stuff is going to go. So now, what are you doing with your life now? Tell us.
Oh, so now I'm trying to spread the word on the course a little bit, or the concepts a little bit better. Like I just finished up the book, like just finished up the book.
You're doing a book?
You're doing a book. It just wrapped up like Thursday. Like I don't even have a copy of it yet. Just finished.
You have a
it.
name?
Yeah, what's the
Yes.
name?
It is Warm Marketing, the New Currency.
Warm
Nice.
Marketing, the New Currency. Now, to me, that looks like
I
gold.
love it.
Is that
It's gold. I don't
it's
know.
supposed to be gold coins?
Yeah, it's supposed to be money, I guess.
All right.
More of the writer than the designer. So we let other people do the designing of the cover. And so they got feedback and they did all the data analysis. And this is the one that
Here's the main question. What the heck is warm marketing?
there you
I'm
go.
thinking that it's a warm phone call.
It
Now
could
that
be.
I would understand, but what is warm marketing?
I always define warm marketing as you're doing it face to face. You're meeting people. You already have either you know them or there's a short introduction, like a between two-person introduction. You know, you ever see that 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon? Is it 3 degrees? 6 degrees?
Yeah,
3
Kevin
degrees.
Bacon,
3 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where
It
like
was
you know a movie.
four and a
Yeah.
half degrees.
4.5, is that what it is? So I like to do 2 degrees, like where you know somebody
Yep.
or you know a friend of that. So it's still warm. You still have an introduction. You're not just meeting them for the first time. Then there's nobody around them. You know, there's nobody you can associate with. You know,
Is that like and trust? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
like
like
and
and trust.
trust? Yeah, I love it. Yeah, my business is
You got to get
just
to
like
know
yours,
them. They
based
gotta get
on
you. They don't know
referrals
you.
and warm marketing. I love it.
And
It's
I
how
would
you
make
can make a difference. You don't have to cold call, and it's
I learned
no,
early.
I won't do it.
I learned
if
early.
they don't like you, they're not going to deal with you.
No.
Nope. So this is way easier. I always compare it. It's like going to picking up a girl at the bar, right? So if it's cold, you're just walking up and you're trying to give a pitch or give a line. It might work, it might not. But if a friend introduces you, it's so much easier. It's so much nicer. The day goes by a lot
Are
faster.
you still doing that?
Dating?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No, going out to the bars and
Going
no.
to the
I'm
bar.
too old for that too. But I got 2 littles. They're running me around everywhere.
that has nothing to do with it. I just asked a question.
I haven't been to bars in a while. No.
So tell us one of your tips from the book.
Just one.
Okay, now tell us 3.
3 tips. So the way the book works, we'll do this. The way the book works, it goes through the whole story. I tell it as a parable, and it's very in line, but moves much faster than my own story that I began with here in our podcast or our meeting here, where it's just me kind of stumbling my way through this, where like it seems to like all of a sudden it's coming together, and I stop every once in a while. I'm like, this is working. And then we stop and we go over like why it's working and some of the handouts and some of the guides and some of the things that go with it. And so people will be able to read the book and know how the process works and why it works. And then there's handouts that go with each section to kind of stop and reflect and think about it and fill it out and make sure that their business is working in line with how it worked for me way back. And so 3 concepts, I would say, one is that you have to keep it simple. If you make this like podcasting or if you make the video making, and the third one is always events. If you make it too complicated, you're never going to do it. You're going to find reasons why you can't, or you're going to find excuses, or you're like, oh, it's too. You got to keep it simple. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, no more than 3 steps for anything.
Are there pictures in the book?
You know what? I can do pictures. Didn't do any pictures, just handouts.
So
should-
the average person like me could read it if they had pictures.
Oh, it's a shorty. Like it's 120 pages total. Like it's
Oh,
supposed
that's
to be
great.
short enough you can read it on the plane ride from you're flying from New York to Denver.
It's
Nice.
soft cover, I would imagine.
I'm sorry?
Soft cover.
Yeah, it's soft or Amazon or hard copy if you really want to be fancy.
What size font is it, Billy?
It's 12 new. I don't know. That's a good question. 12ish. I don't know. It's a shorty though. It's not that bad. You should be able to wrap it up. It's only 10 chapters. Super easy.
So when can we buy it?
You can buy it now. Like I said, I haven't even got my own copies yet, so it's still like that fresh.
I'm going to get it. I bet you I'll get my copy before you do.
You might actually. You're pretty efficient. Yeah, you're pretty good at this. So, but it's just very, very, very new. So the one concept there would be simple. The second one is affordable. Like we're not spending a ton of money doing this. Like your business is your business. You gotta. Norm knows. Keep an eye on those dollars. Make sure everything's working for you. That you're not just spending.
Have that budget.
Yeah, have a budget. So everything
Don't
I do,
alter from the
all these
budget.
strategies we set up are $100 or under. Just keeping it affordable because that doesn't have to. You don't have to spend $1 million to get leads. You just have to be efficient. You got to be smart about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you wanted 3, huh?
I'm sorry?
Affordable, and then
Simple, affordable, and
yeah, I'm trying to work on my third because there's
your
content
conclusion.
the conclusion. I guess the third one would be always stop and reflect, right? You make sure you have your goals set and you're always got them somewhere near you that you're always able to see them. You're always able to stop and reflect how things are going. In the book, the character is like me, where every step of the way they stop, reflect on how things are going, why they're working, and then as long as they're working, everything's good. Keep going, keep action, keep stepping into doing the next thing. But you always have to stop and reflect and make sure what it is you're doing makes sense and it's, efficient. So we go. There's 3. There's way more than that, but we'll do 3.
But you said you had 10 chapters, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. And do you remember what those 10 chapters happened?
All
to be?
10? Well, I know the
Okay,
first
this is
one
what
is
we're going to do. We're going to do it. Okay. Number 1, I want people to know who you are
okay.
and how to get in touch with you. That's a good idea, right?
Yes.
That's a good
I'm on
idea.
board.
So Chris is going to put up a contact sheet, and they're going to be able to reach you at 410-708-8858. That's 410-708-8858. And if you'd like to email Billy, you can email him at livelocalmd@gmail.com. That's livelocalmd@gmail.com. And you'll be able to get in touch with Billy and ask him some questions, get the book, maybe take part in that warm marketing lead program that he has. What are you holding in your hand, by the way?
That was Hall of Fame. I got inducted to our company's Hall of Fame about 2 years ago. It's when you sell a certain amount of homes, you get entered into the Hall of Fame. And so I got
You sold phones?
no certain number of homes. So I was in my real estate.
Homes. I couldn't put
Sorry. So you sold X amount of houses, volume. They do it by volume. So once I met a certain number of volume, all of a
But
sudden.
it sounded like you worked for Verizon and you were selling.
No. I'm on my phone way too much. That's for sure. But yeah, nope. Sold houses.
Okay, so we're going to discuss the 10 chapters or as many as you can remember.
Yeah.
Because I know you're getting older and the memory has a tendency. I'm taking it from experience.
Yeah.
Taking it from experience. What we're going to do right now is just take a short, and I mean short break, all right? Pay some bills, all right? Because that's in the budget. And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with Billy Sammons. Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind & Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. And you can call Norman at Friend Entertainment at 631-987-8477. And you can also talk to me about being on the Business Awareness Hour, and I hope to hear from you. Okay, so that being said, we're back. You know, before we get into the, I have to do this because I think this is really funny.
Go ahead.
I think this is really funny.
Get ready.
On your app, I mean, I think it's funny. You might not think it's so funny, but I think it's funny. So it's my show. If I want to do it,
It's your world.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Your address, where your business is located. You are on All Day Road. All.
Yeah.
ALLDAY Road.
Yep.
Where the heck did they get All Day Road? Part of the time you're on the road, or all day you're on the road.
Yeah.
Quarter mile day road.
Halfway day road. Yeah, I don't know where they get All Day Road. That's a good question. I've heard stories because we're in a very old part of the country down here, so I get stories about what this used to be, old tobacco fields back in the day,
Right.
And then after that it was old, like they used to train horses for the triage, and so they have all kinds of crazy stuff here. I get to hear stories from all the little old guys that are sitting at the general store with the corncob pipes and the rocking chairs out front, just telling me, "Whoa, Old Day Road used to be." Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to say, I haven't been there often, but your state where you live, your state is gorgeous.
It is.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
No matter where I've been to, you know, maybe Baltimore in the inner city isn't so great, but where every place else is just stunning.
We actually did
homes.
I think you like crabs, right? Because your logo has the crabs.
It's required.
Crab cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Last year when we went to Maryland to do the concert, Jeff Johnson, who lives there, you remember Jeff?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
He's in the credit business. He took Lori and I out for lunch. We went to this place. Lori had never eaten a crab cake.
Oh,
What?
wow.
She had never eaten. Well, we ordered. That's what we ordered. We ordered crab cakes, and they were absolutely delicious. And
They're tasty.
it's just a beautiful place. Everything looks like it's brand new there. It's like been redone, like these old apartment buildings and such. You redo, you put down the beautiful wood floors and whatever, and it's a whole change.
Yeah.
That's what your state looks like.
Yeah, DC is actually pretty clean in the most part. I mean, as far as big cities are concerned, it's pretty clean. But we were there. We actually went to the zoo this past weekend with our kids, and I just always surprised how like wide DC just feels like it just keeps going and going and going and going. It's a very wide city.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, let's go back now to the chapters. Chapter number 1, the preface.
We're doing the chapter by chapter. The fourth word in is the. It begins with the story of Gabriel is the character we came up with, and Gabriel just got into sales.
What's it, a Bible?
No, but it was just, I don't know why it just inspired me. I just,
we'll call him Gabe for the hell of it.
Gabe, yeah, Gabby.
Gabby. There you go.
Gabby's like Gabby and Gabby. So Gabby starts in sales, and he does like all of us. He calls all the people he knows, and then after that, he's out of leads, which happens to most of us. I think that's a pretty relatable scenario. And so he's like, all right, now what do I do? And he just so happens to be friends with the local coffee shop guy, which is similar to what happened to me. And then from there, he started doing the videos, and he started doing a commercial just for fun. And it turned out it went really well. So he's all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try a few more of these. So the next chapter, we start getting into like how we set up video commercials. Right. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to talk to this person. And while I'm there, as long as it goes well, I'm going to ask for more referrals, and people are going to say, hey, you know, to call Gabby because he does these videos and he does them for free and helps the community. And it just starts growing and growing and growing. And then he gets to the point where people kind of start saying no, which happened to me too, because they don't want to be on camera. Lots of people that are not named Norman hate being on camera sometimes, you know? And so I made the pivot, and so did Gabby in the story, to start doing podcasts, because that way they didn't have to be on a camera and they could still talk about their business. And so I used our podcast strategy, not like a Joe Rogan trying to make 1 million friends. We use it as a way to just meet more people and just make more connections. And so he does that, and he makes the pivot and makes a great little podcast with a friend. And it goes from there to events, because what happened from there is he started meeting some of these owners that are like, man, I wish I could get some more people to come through the doors. And he's like, well, I have a guy over here that wants to do more presentations. And this is, again, same way it happened to me. That owner was trying to do this, and that business owner was trying to do that. They didn't know each other. I'm like, well, we got to connect you two because you're looking for the same things. And that's kind of how events turned out for me. I did events basically to make those business owners connected. And so the same thing happened to him. And then after a while, he's like, I got to stop and write this down. And so there's a chapter where he reflects and figures it all out and kind of decides, all right, this is what I'm doing and this is why it's working. And then he comes across the next chapter, a business that does not align with his values. It's somebody who is very confrontational on social media. And he's like, I can't really help you, but he needs to stop and talk about his values and think about, like, what kind of person or business do I want to run? Why do I get to say no to this guy? Because once in a while you have to say no. If that business doesn't align with your goals, or if it's somebody that's always causing fights, or if it's something that doesn't align with what you did, sometimes you got to say no. So he talks about that and creates values. And then after that, there's a chapter on creating your CRM and making use of your CRM with these strategies. What am I? Chapter 4, 6, 7, 5? We keep track.
I think it was 3. She just used the truth.
You cut me short. Or say 6. I don't know.
All right, we'll say 6. 6.
Well, I remember when I was reading about you that the reason you got into helping people is because you wanted to make a difference.
Yeah.
And it seems like this book is that you're making a difference and you're hooking people up, and that's how the wheel turns, right?
You were one of the I'm interrupting because I want to say this because I really mean it. I've been a member of NRG for 2.5 years where we met. You were one of the nicest people.
Thank you.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
And you were just so warm and friendly, welcoming. We didn't know each other from Adam. You're in Maryland, I'm in New York. Our paths did not cross.
I still need to get some bagels next time I'm up there.
Yeah, I got the bagels. Next time I will bring them to you. The New York bagels.
We come up that way
every morning. It's like taking a vitamin.
I got a buddy up in Long Island. I need to come up and visit sometime.
Where does he live?
Long Island, somewhere.
Long Island. Okay.
Small little town of Long Island.
I get off the plane. He picks us up at the airport and just takes us places. That's it. That's all I know.
Okay. Which airport does he pick you up at? We have 3.
Oh shoot! It was there wasn't LaGuardia, so it was Long Island, isn't there?
JFK,
Kennedy,
JFK,
LaGuardia, or Newark.
And there's one out in Suffolk County.
Oh.
And that's it. Those are the only 3 airports you could go to.
Maybe it was LaGuardia then. It's been a minute. It's been about 2 years. So I don't know if I remember as well as I should have.
It doesn't really matter. The Chamber of Commerce and should be a great asset for you in regards to what you do and your book, to get the word out about your book.
Yeah. So you and I actually talk about this pretty frequently. We talk about B&I groups and, Chamber of Commerce and the differences of what we try to do versus what they try to do. I know there's lots of different areas and every chamber is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. The one in our area just happens to be kind of like a good old boy system that really doesn't support like the way I was hoping, which also kind of inspired what I've been doing. Like, I want to be active and out there and actually helping the businesses, not like another good old boys where they just hang out, rub some elbows and grab lunch together. Like, that's not really what it's about. It's about, taking action, being proactive and doing things.
Yeah, but that's got to be explained because some of these people just don't understand that.
Yeah.
So you go make a presentation and you know what you want to do, but they're not getting it.
Yeah. Well, is there a chamber up your way? Like, do you interact and do stuff with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done concerts for them and whatever. Basically, it's an easy sell because if you have 40 or 50 people, in there, and you tell them, you agree that everyone's going to sell 10 tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, bingo, you got 500, you got $20,000 in your hand. I'm handing you 20,000. Do you get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't get it sometimes.
They don't get it sometimes. There you go.
You know an organization like that I'm talking about that just doesn't get it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a little different in the sense that the BNIs and those groups just like to kind of schmooze sometimes too much. I'm not as much a schmoozer as I'm a doer. So sometimes I kind of butt heads with that philosophy of like, yeah, it's cool. We sit down and hang out a little bit, but let's go do something.
You know who would like your stuff too, and probably love to have you make a presentation? The Lions Club, the Rotary Club,
Oh yeah.
the
Yes,
Elks Club. You got to. Which
Mhm.
I never met an Elks. Oh, I did. I went to an Elks Club meeting once in Riverhead, Long Island, New York, which is the furthest tip that you can really go
Mhm.
out in Suffolk County. And I had a nice meeting with them, but it doesn't go anywhere. I ran down. I got a phone call from the Frederick, Maryland
Yeah.
Elks Club a bunch of years back. And we went back and forth for about 3, 4 months, and they finally agreed to do it. And we were at the Weinberg Theater.
Yeah.
We
Oh
did
yeah.
right in Frederick. What a beautiful
Oh yeah.
town!
Frederick's gorgeous.
Beautiful theater,
It is. Yep.
stunning. It was
That's a
just
nice spot.
beautiful. We had some really, really great shows. I have some of my nicest testimonial letters from
Really.
those people. Yeah, and of course the guy that I was dealing with moved. So there goes the Elks Club because no one would pick up where he left off. That's how it works too.
You know, what's funny is I've actually been connecting better with like folks like Holly who do like social media and so forth because they have groups of clients that are like need more authentic content and things to promote themselves. And so when like Holly and I, or I've a handful of other social media coordinators and people like that, we've always done well where I'll go in and present with them, collaborate with them, and I say like, all right, here's how your clients can get really great content and then hand it over to you to do your magic and then spread it out all over the world. So that's
Yeah, and we had a
yeah,
great people show up, and they all loved you. And just because you were real with them, you weren't teaching at them, you were teaching with them, because it was like
yeah.
that back and forth, and it was just real personable and relatable. You're a very relatable person.
I always forget to make the sale when I do those things. I always get like
Mhm.
a teacher mode and I just do
Right.
the teach and like here's I make. And then a lot of times the people are like, well, what are you selling? I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, I got
You're
stuff.
like, oh yeah.
Let me get it out of the back. Hold on 1 second. Because I just get more into like the enjoying how to like show people how to do it and the ideas. Because you had a lot of folks that were like, what about my business? And I was able to grab what they do and like here's 4 or 5 ideas of who you need to get in touch with and how to do that and where to put it out in the world. That those things are for
They're
me.
afraid. They're
Yeah.
Mhm.
actually afraid to talk to people. You
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
I
Well, and
can't
also
explain it. I don't understand. I mean, I'm online in the supermarket. I'll start a conversation with someone. And if you think that doesn't work,
It works.
I'll wear a Yankee hat, a Nick hat, whatever. Guy says, I'm a Met fan. I said, well, and we get into a conversation.
Yes.
Right? Then next thing you know, you're meeting for a drink.
Yep. Yeah. It's easy.
And you get an appointment to go meet their organization, go meet the board of directors, whatever. Just by
Well, even that's a good point though too. Like, so even the stuff I do, like even people that are introverted, it will work because you only need to know a few local business owners. Like you probably shop places that are local business owners. You probably already support some. You probably are already friends with some of them, and you just start with them. Like that's where you get
yeah.
going. You're like, I know Bob, he sells candles. All right, Bob, I know you. We're buddies. Can I just do a little commercial to help you out a little bit? And that gives me a good practice. So even like introverts do really well with this because it's not like they have to get in front of a big crowd. They can sit down with a friend or somebody they already want to support, and they can do the video or the podcast if they don't want to be on camera, and it still works. Like it doesn't matter, introvert, extrovert. It's you can warm connect no matter what.
just get them to like you.
Just gonna like you.
Open your mouth, let people know who you are and what you are.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And that I think these places like the Tip and BNI. I mean, they're good for certain people. First of
Yeah.
all, they're ridiculously expensive. You're not allowed to do too many different things.
No
And
overlap.
God forbid you show up a minute late and you're paying a fee, and that's not a joke. You're paying $1 or $2, whatever it may be. But you can't deal with. You have to deal with their people.
Yep.
You can't go to the outside. And I was a member of one of those groups. And after a year and change, it was too much of a coffee clutch.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
The same
5
thing.
or
I
6
would be
people
like,
that
do
had their
you
group,
know how
5
to give leads? And they're like looking at you like you've got 3 horns. And I'm like, this is a
but you
lead.
mandated you were mandated to present leads every
Right.
week, and if you
Oh
didn't,
yeah.
you got fined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not
And
cool.
but they used to BS the leads because the group in between. Oh yeah, I got this one from so and so. They didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So but what you do sounds really, really interesting. I'm
It's
really
fun.
glad that you've gotten to the point that you have. Is there a second book that's going to be out
Man,
there?
just finished the first. I would, you know what? I'd like to do a second. I think the second one someday is going to be about how to do this with teams, because I've also
Oh
done it
yeah.
with a group, and it's not as easy. Like you have to be pretty structured in order to have like a team of like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever.
Well, it's
I've
another
done it.
business.
Yeah, that's another gig. So I mean, I've done it in the past, and I had teams, and so I think that'd be my second part, to show you how to do like assign roles and have different strategies for it.
How
But
does your book end?
the book ends with, and I do this every year. So the book ends with Gabby, not Gabriel, Gabby. Gabby takes a sabbatical every year. Towards the end of the year, he'll go someplace that's not home and just reflect on his business, how it went last year. He'll collect the data and go over how things went, and kind of just separate himself from like his house, which I like to do too. I like to go somewhere else and just kind of reflect on how the year went and where I want the next year to go, and recreate the goals. And so he goes to the place, he goes to a beach, and goes over how the year went and then what he wants next year to look like. And then I have a handout, the things that go with it, to help people like plan their own business too, like how it should look for you. And you don't have to leave your house. It's just, I don't know why. I feel like leaving is just a good way of like, I don't know. I can do it in my office, I guess, but doing it someplace else just feels different. I guess I'm weird.
Is it an interactive book where you ask questions and you have them write down, and then
Yeah.
It's like a classroom in a book.
Basically. Yeah. It's like a parable. And as the parable goes, we're stopping and reflecting, like, how is this going to work for you, and how can it work, and what's your business look like? And so really it's supposed to be like an action plan. As you probably have noticed so far, I love action plans. I hate sitting around doing
you love
nothing.
action. You're always in motion.
I understand that totally.
There you go. So it's a Norm kind of book.
I can't sit still for a minute.
No, you're always doing like 4 or 5 things all the time.
Do you see this book like, having seminars or going in person,
awesome.
and you being a keynote speaker?
Yes, that'd be
You'd
wonderful.
be great. You'd be fantastic.
Because my young ones are coming to the age where like I want to get out and travel more, and so it'd be cool to just someday have like a speaking gig somewhere and just stick around for a few days and show the kids Nashville or show the kids Denver, that kind of thing. Like they're about that age where they need to see the world. We actually, Norm, every year we take them to New York City, because where we are is pretty isolated. So we want to get them out, and like the world is pretty big. Go to New York City for Christmas and go here. We want to get them out and show them like what's really out there.
How old are your kids?
10 and 12.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There are many places to go, just like there are in New Jersey and in Maryland, that people just don't go to as often to sightsee.
Yep.
But New York, I mean, we have, forget Manhattan.
Yeah.
There is so many other places that you can go to. Upstate New York is beautiful, and they have everything that everybody else has. The amusement parks and
we did. The wife and I did the Finger Lakes 2 years ago.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little spot up there. So quiet up there.
From where I live to get up there is about 8 hours drive.
It's closer from here in Maryland than it would be for you, probably.
I mean, it's a 6-hour drive for us to go to Boston. And people talk. It's a 75-minute plane ride.
Yep.
I don't know if New Yorkers allowed to go to Boston. I thought there was a little bit of button heads there.
What was that?
The Yankees and your Red Sox. I didn't think
Yankees and Red Sox and Celtics and Knicks. I mean,
I think there's some bad blood.
Did you hear about the game last night? Did you follow it at all?
I didn't watch it. What happened?
Okay, so we'll just put it out there. The Knicks were playing not so great. Yeah. They were down by 20 points. Third quarter, fourth quarter ends. We're in overtime.
Wow, they came back.
And we won. And
we won it
in Boston.
In Boston. So the Boston fans.
Tomorrow is the second game. And then after we win that, then they come back to Madison Square Garden. And when they say that it's the most famous event hall in the world, if you come to New York and you don't go to Madison Square Garden, find that you could hate the show that's there, whatever there, just go there. Get a hot dog for $27.50. Get a
That's
beer
the
for
truth.
$44.90.
That's what we usually we usually grab the train from Baltimore. We take the Amtrak, we go up there, and we just get off of Madison. And that's what we do every year. We just hit up there around between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
When the Yankees would play Baltimore, I didn't do this often, but we would just get in the car. I didn't even have a ticket, and we would drive
Yep.
and then sometimes we would go the day before and eat on the water.
Yes,
They
Nice.
had
in
that.
Harbor. In Harbor,
Yeah,
nice.
that was beautiful. That
Camden is a
was
beautiful
really
park.
nice.
Yeah, it is a nice park
That
down
was
there.
nice. All right, how do people get in touch with you again?
I would, you know what, the website's one way because I'll have the book on there. Yeah, there you go. Live Local, warmmarketing.com. It'll have the courses on there. It'll have little descriptions to help you out. It'll have the book is on there. And then if you need anything, there's the email is a great way, or phone number. Phone number if you want to. Texting is probably easiest. Like I'm usually running around.
Well, what's your phone number? Tell everybody twice what your phone number is.
410-708-8858. And that 410-708-8858. Text is probably easiest. Like I'll be on the move, running around probably. So text me up or email me, and I can get a hold of you. Email either way is fine. But if you have questions about how it can work for your business, I'm happy to help. If you got questions and whatever, just hop on there. And I'm able to help people in a lot of different ways. So,
well, let me ask you a question. Would you travel someplace to do this?
Sure. Yeah. You get to Long Island? Can I come to Long Island and hang out with you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Whether Long Island or any place, New Jersey. Look, we have so many people that we could reach. They don't know that you'd be willing to do that in NRG. They don't have a clue.
Fine. It'd be a fun little trip, a little travel.
But now you could make a little conversation when it's your turn to
Little circuit.
Yeah, that we're going out on the road.
Oh, you're gonna be my manager now. Oh,
I'll be a manager. We'll put
there you go. That's
the opening act of one of my concerts.
That's what I was going to say.
That'd be great. The concert opens up, and here's Billy with the projector. Like, all right.
Hey, everybody! Billy Salmon's here from Maryland. And this is my book.
My book. You start with video editing. That'd be great. People would be loving
the screen in the back, and you have a.
That's right.
You can use a light, one of those little red lights.
That's awesome. Yeah, actually,
the little pin light.
This weekend we have a big event. So, the story I usually tell people, like how it can grow, is I do a lot of videos for like food truck people. One, because they're always running around and they never really market themselves, just they don't have time. Two, they're delicious. I love walking up to a food truck and just getting the family discount when you go up there because you've helped them with stuff. Right. So I know all the food trucks, and so what I did, well, actually this week for Teacher Appreciation Week, I took a food truck to one of the schools, and I get sponsors and things that'll pay for that kind of stuff. But at one point, people from the Board of Education were like, "Hey, we see you out there all the time. You're doing things for people in education. We're trying to do a big fundraiser for Destination Imagination. That's STEM engineering kids that stay after school at all ages, like 3rd grade, 4th grade, up to 9th grade. And they do these projects, and they're going to be future engineers, and they're really talented kids, but it's above the current curriculum. It's extra, So they do presentations, and then they win, and they go on to like Kansas City or go other places, and they got to pay for it. And so they're like, "Hey, we need a big fundraiser." So we ended up putting.
I think you should call me, and we bring Taylor Swift. No joke.
Yeah.
We bring the Taylor Swift show into the school.
Into the school. I'm working on that. We are currently working.
But that's a different school. That's a different thing.
Different school. We're working on that. So we did the food truck festival. It's actually this weekend, where we have 10 trucks, and then we have live music.
It's so much fun. I love that.
It's
better than any gourmet food that you can get me.
So much better, and it's so much variety. Like we have an Italian truck, and an Indian truck, and then a barbecue truck, and then a crab truck. And
how about a grilled cheese truck? We have a grilled cheese truck there.
Oh yeah, we don't have that yet, but that's good too.
Yeah,
there's some of those in DC. DC is famous for their food trucks. Yeah, so and then so. You get a chance to meet the food truck people. You've already met the teachers because you did events. Now you're meeting people from the Board of Ed and all the superintendent, vice superintendent, all those people. And then you get to meet the parents because you're doing it for a charity, and on top of meeting it for the kids and some of the bands. And so you're making hundreds of connections. And you start just by doing a video and helping your community out. Yep. And so it's going to go from that.
But you got to show the video. It's not just the video. You got to be able to present the video like to the Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary Club and the Lions or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be strategic and get it out there and let the people know. Because, I mean, if you're doing something like this, you're already passionate about helping your community, and you want everybody to know about the Poke Bowl truck. You want them to know about it. And so your passion's already built in. It's already there. It's just a matter of like, how can I do this and make sense?
And we want them to know about warm marketing.
Is
And
it?
I think they found out a whole bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, hopefully I answered all the good questions. You didn't have any more. Like I feel like I was chatting a lot. I'm getting like dry mouth and stuff, but
You did okay.
is it okay?
We will have
I
you back.
tried to tell a few stories, but hopefully not. Hopefully
Yeah,
enough.
but stories are an important thing. You
They are.
have one before we part?
In general,
Yeah,
we
one
go?
story that you would have thought about telling.
that I would have thought about telling. Holy cow! About marketing or just life or what's the?
Yeah, whatever. Something that was interesting.
Jeez, holy,
Okay, well,
Traveling
so we're
with
going to
your
do this
kids.
next time.
traveling with the kids. How about a travel with the kids story?
There's always fun
There
stories.
is. So yeah, every year my parents snowbird. They're in Erie, Pennsylvania, up kind of your wayish, Norm. I mean,
Is that where you're
yeah,
from?
that's where I'm from. And so they snowbird down in Florida. So every year we go down to visit them. That's my kids' favorite time of year because they get to get out of the cold and the snow, and they get to go down there where it's warm for a little while. And then as we plane lands in Fort Myers, and every time we stop at the same orange stand on the side of the road, and they have these oranges and grapefruit that is like eating pieces of candy.
It's
They're
fabulous.
so
Right.
amazing.
Mhm.
We
And
went
then
to the orchards when we were down to Florida.
really
We went to the actual orchard,
Mhm.
and they
get to pick some.
that was our first stop off the plane.
Yes.
Luggage in the car, orchard.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just, and you sit there and spend the rest of the week eating grapefruit and oranges by the pool, and you're like, this is great. You get
Homemade
to
cakes
sample
and
retirement.
pies and jellies and jams.
It's so
Yeah.
awesome. And then every year we do a little bit of kayaking. So my dad likes to kayak, so we do a kayak, and every year we see like an alligator or two, and usually they don't really come after you. They're usually pretty standoffish, but my kids always freak out over the alligators. And
Most
then
people do.
yeah, no, and you see the alligator, and then we do like the same kind of stuff. We stay up all night playing card games by the pool, and it's just the same stuff every year. And it's just fun to have that like
Because
time.
you're a good guy. You know how to appreciate this stuff.
It's
And
fun.
you're such a guy. I really appreciate you being on. I've been trying to get you to come on this show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
now that I actually have something to give, before I was building it up, creating
Yeah,
it,
but you were
putting it
still
together.
Billy. You were Billy
Yeah.
Salmons. Everyone got to get to meet Billy Salmons.
Yeah,
You
Yes,
present so much to different people. You're really a good guy. I really
appreciate you having me on, and I do gotta get up that way. I do. We do have a buddy up there who, his father worked at Holy Cross, the hospital up there.
Holy Cross
Mhm.
High School.
No, the hospital. Isn't there a
Oh,
hospital?
Holy Cross Hospital.
Yeah. He lived.
Maybe they changed the name to it.
Oh.
You know, certain companies like Northwell
hmm.
and whatever have bought every medical
Oh.
institution anywhere you turn your head, it's
names.
Northwell.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, yeah, so we gotta head up his way. We visit him every once in a while. He works up that way. So
So if you ever come up, get you a bagel.
yeah, let's get a bagel and see Norman.
Get you a bagel. We'll
Maybe
send
even
some
like grab
bagels
lunch with you or
to
something.
Holly.
You can maybe even buy me lunch. It's fine. We'll do that.
I'll do that. I can do that. There's a great McDonald's that they have. And if you don't, I can trade up and go to Wendy's.
I mean, all these food trucks. You know, the last time I ate at McDonald's with all these food trucks that I've been hitting up around here, like I haven't had McDonald's 20 years easily.
Oh, that's great.
Because there's so much good food here.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of good spots.
Maryland does have
It
great
is.
Well, guess
food.
what, Mr. Salmons? It's that time.
All right, I appreciate
And
it.
we thank you for being here. Anything you want to say to the fans?
I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you hopping on here and let me, jibber jabber with you a little bit here. And I hope that the courses and the things that I'm putting out there can help somebody out there, because I truly, honestly believe it's great for communities, and you can make a positive impact on your community while also growing your business. So I hope a couple of you take me up on it and find it useful for your business, because it really is rewarding. It's not just me being cheesy. It really is good stuff. So there you go.
All right. We thank you.
You're the
Thank
real
you so
deal.
much for being here.
Thanks, Billy.
You make us look good. Make us look good. All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right, have a wonderful one. Thank you again.
You too, buddy. All right. Stay well. What a guy. He's such a nice guy.
Wow, that was
I
great.
mean, you folks that are watching this, you don't really know him. You gotta hang around him. He's such a wonderful human being. He's just a really good guy. Very, very good guy. Thursday, we will be back on Thursday with a special guest. And we thank you very much for tuning in and listening to the show. And we'll go forward to seeing you again. So good night, everybody. Thank you.